Hey, it's your good pal SpoopyDoops here. I was just shopping at this convenience store and I happened to notice you. Nah, I'm just kidding. I actually came to this convenience store specifically to see you. How'd I know you were here? That doesn't matter. It's not like I'm stalking you or something. SpoopyDoops. Well, everyone, it's that time of year again. Halloween! And in the spirit of Halloween, I'm gonna be checking out some chillasart games. These games are short J horror stories. I don't usually play many scary games, so I'm going into this one kind of blind. I'm gonna be answering those age-old questions you think about with scary games. Are they scary? Will they make you scared at night? Are you gonna yelp? I'm gonna be answering these questions and more as I play my way through 3 chillasart games: Parasocial, the Convenience Store, and the Bathhouse RE. And we're gonna see just how freaked out we can get. The first game I'm going to be checking out is Parasocial, and my expectations are high, as the Steam page states that the game will unequivocally drive you insane. So you better like and subscribe here, people. I'm risking my sanity for this. Does that mean nothing to you? The whole setup with this game is that you're a VTuber streamer who gets their face accidentally revealed to the masses while streaming. Wait. I had to get this out of the way right now. There's going to be heavy spoilers for all these games. I'm going to be checking out the scares, the endings, the gameplay. If you'd rather experience it for yourself for the first time, go play them, come back. But if you do that, why even watch this video? But, you know, spoilers up ahead, all right? As I was saying, in Parasocial, we're a VTuber who gets their face revealed while streaming. And each stream we do starts with us opening up our VTuber programmer, transforming, opening up the game we want to play, and hitting stream. Good thing she puts the instructions as her wallpaper background. I do the same when I'm making my videos. We start off playing our normal game, which, by the way, sucks. I cannot believe the amount of viewers coming in to watch this. After losing this game, a viewer sends us a link to a not at all suspicious looking website, and after carelessly downloading the file, we get to playing. The viewer's game has us looking around a trash-filled room for colored numbers, and after entering them all in, our chat blows up. Holy moly! I cleared it! It was somewhat scary, but they're not spamming W's from our epic level win, but instead shock at the face reveal of Mina, the protagonist. What do you mean face? The shot direction here is actually pretty good too, I gotta say. The shots go from the normal gameplay camera to just the chat freaking out and then the face cam reveal. And it, along with like the audio during this sequence, really brings up a sense of dread. As soon as we finish up our stream, we start getting messages from an unknown number telling us to keep streaming their games or bad things will happen to us. Uh-oh. Our BFF tells us that, you just better keep streaming, what can you do? So we carry on. While taking out the trash the next day, a super suspicious police officer starts asking if it's my trash day. No, dude, I just love walking around with trash, you got me. After throwing out our garbage, we are immediately jump scared by this asshole. What the fuck, dude? Who actually steals our trash if we wait around long enough to see. Wonderful. On the way back to the apartment, we also noticed that our neighbor has a bunch of weird noises coming from their condo and a bunch of tarps laying around, which is never a good sign. At home, we run a virus scan, but alas, no viruses. Looks like whoever caused our face cam to mess up is a real hacker type because they cannot be traced. Which, again, sucks for us. We really just need one good thing in our life, so our BFF Asuka comes over and takes us to the local coffee shop. After talking with a few of the absolute freaks in the shop, we sit down with Asuka and have our coffee, only for the single most suspicious man I've ever seen in my life to come over and sit right next to us. Then get up and leave, all while making direct eye contact. So yeah, straight up stalker. Let me just tell you from this point forward, I am actually pretty scared. See you later then. After finishing up our little coffee chat, I head on home. God, I'm so glad that stalker is gone because... Why did he run like that? Okay, so that was fucking scary. I'm getting actual goosebumps. I can fucking feel them all over my legs. Let me check this box off for Parasocial. It does in fact scare me, but fuck it, we ball, so we're gonna keep on going. Hey everybody, SpoopyDoops here. If you're liking this video so far, please consider subscribing. It really helped me out. Okay, bye. After getting home, I load up the game from my hacker stalker so that the bad things don't happen to me. In today's game, we have to find a woman and bring her to a red door while avoiding the cops. Is this where I was? Oh! In the middle of our gaming, I Love Nina says that she goes to Chilla's coffee too. I go to Chilla's coffee too? Oh, that's scary. How? So at least we can put a username to a face. We beat the game and think, hey, time for a bath, which is already setting off alarm bells in my head. Bath. Oh my God, creepy stuff always fucking happens in baths. I really don't like to be naked and alone when I have a stalker who knows where I live. It is such a creepy feeling and I fucking hate it. It's a good thing I'm not playing any games while baths anytime soon. I flub around for a few minutes trying to figure out how to turn the bathtub on, only to accidentally find out that you have to use the thermostat to turn the bathtub on. Oh, Japan. Now let me tell you, at this moment, I was too scared to get in the bathtub. Being naked is so vulnerable and I knew something scary would happen, so I just look around for anything else to do. While watching a TV show that is just a single shot of flowers, I work up the courage and I hop in the tub. And of course, in the tub, fuck this, I'm so scared. Oh, it's so scary. The bathroom door opens on its own. I am like 40 minutes into this game, and I admit it, it's scary. It's a very spooky game. I was playing this alone in the dark with no one else home at nighttime, and it was getting to me at this point. I am so scared at this point that even transitions to new scenes are scaring me. Are these my clothes? The next day, we find a note from the building manager with a phone number saying to contact them if there's ever any problems. I immediately contact them and they say, hey, if you are ever getting stalked, just let me know. Which is like setting off the most sus alarm bells ever? Something about this game that's done really well is the feeling of paranoia. Everyone I talk to is suspicious. Police officers, random people on the street, my best friend, the building manager, Twitch chat, everyone is suspicious and it feels like everything is against me. It really puts you in the headspace of someone who thinks the world's out to get them. You really just start to think like a psycho playing this, and I have to say, my hat's off to you, Chillasart. You've psychologically broken me already. Another day means another stream, because Mina is a grinder. Same goal as yesterday's game. Find the girl in white, escape through the red door, and avoid the cops. A lovely treat as our frequent chatter I Love Nina asks if we enjoyed our bath yesterday. The absolute sick fuck that they are. Dude, I feel like if I was in this situation for real, I'd be like, okay, oh! These random jump scares really do get to me. I am clutching my pearls. I need a little snacky snack, so I look around my desolate apartment to find nothing. Between the options of walking to the convenience store at night and Uher Eats, I decide that Uher is probably the safer option, only to have someone show up that isn't Uher Eats. They don't even know what I ordered. They say, hey, aren't you that streamer that got their face revealed? That's crazy, I've been watching you for so long. Okay, bye, and they run away. So awesome, one more fucking person on my watch list. This poor woman's life, oh my God. Uher Eats didn't work out at all, so I begrudgingly have to go out at night to go pick up some food. Only for my building manager to just so happen to be standing right outside my door and ask me about my relationship status. We're fucked. We're just fucked. Everyone is out to get us. Every single person wants me dead. The walk to the store is awful. No way she's walking out here. No way. I'm checking over my shoulder every 5 seconds. I'm looking at every crack and crevice, and I'm making sure I see everything around me at all times because I'm terrified. Yeah, I'll admit it. I'm scared as fuck, okay? I pick up my snacks, my ramen, my bento, my sweets, and my drinks, and I check out. Only for my ex-boyfriend to run at me and say, please give our relationship another go. Your friend is suspicious. And luckily, we have a very brave and nice worker here who gets us out of that situation. This guy is the real MVP of the game. Gotta love him. After leaving the store, our stalker wastes no time in showing himself. I'm not allowed to turn around, so what ensues is an awfully tense walk home. No, I'm not allowed to go backwards. No. Oh, fuck. Oh, Miyamoto, where are you? I need the building manager. Even though he's totally fucking in on it. He said, oh, I don't know, stalking. That son of a fucking bitch, he's in on it. Maybe this guy is Miyamoto. Miraculously, we make it to the elevator safe. No one runs on, we didn't get grabbed in the night, we somehow make it. Oh, you've got to be shitting me. How? How even? I get off the elevator and keep my eyes on him the whole walk to the door. And the 1 second I take my eyes off of him, he runs and stops when I look back at him. Oh, that's so fucking scary. I get home and text my BFF telling her about everything that happened, and she has the nerve to say, don't call the police. She is in on it. She's fucking in on it. I can't even read this shit. She mag dumps my inbox, and then the stalker does the same. I decide, fuck it. Let's unblock Rikia, our boyfriend, and find out what he knows. Crazy bombshell right here. He took a picture of our BFF Asuka talking to the stalker. He also lays out that Asuka is the only other person that has access to my apartment, and that's enough for Mina. Asuka, you are blocked. Next up is a crazy sequence. My PC turns on its own, and the virtual avatar is talking to me.
So pitiful.
What?
Abandoned by your best friend, forever alone. Just like me. I'm here alone, living in the darkness. You see, we're the same.
Dude, me and like IRL right now. Our virtual avatar exits stage left, and I am just left confused. I'm not gonna lie, in the moment, this actually kind of helped me out. The idea of the VTuber program itself like talking to me was so silly that it made me kind of not scared. Stalkers and home invasions are fucking scary, but like a VTuber programmer talking to me, if I'm being honest, it made me less scared in the moment. Maybe this scene was supposed to show that Mina's going crazy and that the lack of sleep and general anxiety and paranoia is really messing with her head. But at the moment, I can tell you it was not scary. It was actually a saving grace to my mental. We hear some tapping coming from one of the rooms, and checking it out shows that our good old buddy I Love Nina's tapping on our glass. I'm a victim to home invasion before getting to retry. And when you retry, your phone starts blowing up with live chat from my streams? You revived. What? They can't believe I'm alive, and they insist I kill the home invader. Wasn't there a screwdriver around here somewhere? This felt so surreal, like actually. It's this constant breaking down of walls in this game that lets you know what's real, what's fake. They do such a good job of sowing seeds of doubt in your mind that you really don't know what's going on. This might be a dream sequence or a psychological cope while you're being home invaded. You don't really know, and it's done really well. Another part of the psychological torture is how long this part took me. I had to retry it 5 times because I kept getting the timing wrong while hiding in this bathroom. No! They baited me, bro. There's a little icon on him. Oh! What the hell was that? Oh, damn it. Dude, this kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. And maybe building up the impatience was an intended mechanic, but to be honest, this part of the game wore on me a little. I hate redoing tasks, so this was irritating. But after a few tries, we end up sliming our home invader. Got him. Only to be slimed in return by Asuka? Ow! So our ex-boyfriend was right. She was in on it, and she fucking kills us. Just kidding, the whole thing was a dream sequence. Mina is mentally just fucked at this point. Nothing you look at, hear, or touch can be trusted anymore. We are now officially gaslighting ourselves, and it feels like the end of our autonomy is upon us. We go to report all the stalking behavior at the police department, only for that police officer collecting trash to say, hey, don't be feisty. Let's not talk in the police station. How about you and me go alone in the park over there and you can tell me everything that's on your mind. Huh? We get nothing I can do. Hit me up next time you're getting stalked before getting sent back on our merry way home. When I get home, I'm still scared, and I get the choice to call Asuka or not. But Asuka killed me in my dreams, and anyone who kills you in your dreams wants to kill you IRL. That's a fact. So we don't call her. Cut to the stream that night, and the game our sicko stalker has us playing today is literally our own neighborhood. This dude modeled the street, store, apartments, everything. Who'd have thought a stalker had so much free time on their hands? We are forced to walk ourselves over to see us streaming, and when we look over, there's someone filming us. It's so freaky. Get me out of this fucking PC. Oh, and then this footage is shown to us on the monitor. Ah! The idea of someone recording you like that without you knowing is so scary. I don't even know what I would do if that was happening to me. We call Rikia, who'll be over soon, but our stalker's gonna be over soon too. We hide and wait until our stalker breaks in and gets us. Ah! But luckily, Rikia pulls through and he saves us. Our stalker was having a parasocial relationship with us, which is so freaky. Not like you and me, viewer. We really are friends. Chilling at the coffee shop with Rikia, he goes to pick some flowers, which I guess means taking a shit? But hey, I'm no expert. When who shows up but our ex-BFF Asuka? She asks if she can show us just one thing before we never talk again. A picture of Rikia talking to our stalker? If I had only believed in Asuka. What the hell? The game lets me restart on the last night, but this time I call Asuka, who comes over in just 20 minutes. She explains that the picture was staged. The stalker asked her for a question, and when she was answering it, Rikia snapped a pic of her. She was never in on it to begin with. I ask if she can just chill in the room while I stream, and she agrees. Only the second I start my stream, Asuka says she's hungry and she's gonna go grab some food. What the fuck? This is the exact reason I asked you to stay. But whatever. Asuka leaves and we play our fated stream game, which still ends with us being recorded and shown the footage. This time though, we call Asuka instead of Rikia, and we hear her phone from outside our window? Following the noise, we go through our patio and into the neighbor's house, where not only are recordings of Mina playing on monitors, but Asuka is tied up in the bathtub. She says not to try to save her, just run to the police station. So we do! See ya, Asuka! On our way there, the fishy policeman and the building manager both try to talk to me, but I'm not having it. I get away from the police officer easy because I've played these games before. And just like the simulations, I run away from the cop. And yeah, all of them, except for Asuka, were in on it. The building manager, Rikia, the fake cop, and the stalker were all in on it. But they got caught, we're gonna move, and now we're even closer with our good friend Asuka. Final thoughts on Parasocial? It's actually so good. The whole game constantly makes you feel paranoid, and every interaction feels like someone is preying on you. You never really get to feel safe. The areas are well curated, and the tasks are straightforward yet engaging. I really like the purposefully janky fan-made games, and the sound effects are great too. The one part that annoyed me was when I had to restart that screwdriver home invader segment a bunch. This kinda sucks. But it was nothing big enough to stop my interest in continuing. There's this one moment pretty early on that sticks out with me, and I think is the highlight of the game. You, the actual gamer, are playing as Mina, and Mina is playing as the person in the game, and you, Mina, and the video game character Mina are controlling are all looking at monitors at the same time. And truthfully, at this moment, it all feels really freakily connected. Oh shit, that's right. Tabbing out of this is crazy because you control this game with just WAS, but then like the actual whole game is, you are part of this experience just as much as everything else in the game. And honestly, this moment really fucked with me, because moving your mouse around still moves Mina's POV around, even though WAS is controlling the game in universe. It's a really cool, rare moment that messed with my head in a way that's never happened before, and I think that feeling really persisted the entire way through. Now, funnily enough, our BFF Asuka at the end of the game says, "Hey, check out this game if you like casual horror games," and then shows us her phone. And it turns out that this is a real game made by Chillasart called The Convenience Store. Yeah, it is, and you better believe I'm playing this game too. Okay, so full transparency, I did play this game third. I actually played the Bathhouse before this one, but I just thought it'd be a fun transition to start talking about it here. This game was made a few years before Parasocial, and you can tell off rip. The movement is a little clunkier, the actual models are a little simpler, and everything's kind of covered in this like super heavy VHS filter. But you know what? Who said a good horror game needs good graphics? Let's get up in there and see if we can get scared. In this game, we just got a new job at the local convenience store, and we have to start off by eating a little snacky snack, changing our clothes, and heading on out. The walk to the convenience store is pretty spooky, but all these streetlights make it bearable. We're an overnight cashier who works alone. Great. And after the last shift's worker leaves, we start our shift. Alone. Dude, did the worker leave? If so, that's crazy. We're tasked with throwing away the expired food during our shift, so in between checking out customers, we're gonna have to toss all that bad food. Nothing of too much significance happens on night one, but I do notice some caution tape near the garbage before getting a package hand-delivered specifically to me. Not to the store, me. On my first day. So yeah, we have a stalker already. 2 for 2 on stalkers. Great. We go home and see that the package was some kind of VHS tape. We pop the tape in and watch it closely, and it seems to be about 3 seconds of someone looking around caution tape. So little was shown, in fact, that I didn't really find it that scary. It kind of just got me thinking, what was that, more so than actually being scared. Day 2, which the game calls Day 1 for some reason. First night. It's not the first night, it's the second night. I walk to work, and wouldn't you know it, none of the streetlights are on. So we're walking in the dark, baby. Very scary, actually. I like that this is only the second night, and the eerie factor on the walk to work has already escalated. Luckily, we don't get any scary encounters, and we get to work safely. My coworker tells me that the doors kept opening on their own yesterday, and that they got a guy to look at the wiring. Should be fixed now. And if I'm being honest, between trying to throw away all the expired food and check customers out, I did not notice that the doors were opening on their own. So glad to know that it's fixed, but unfortunately, I was not scared by it. Would you please punch in? This guy's so a mood. Our extra task this shift is to kill all the rats outside. Someone messed with the garbage cans yesterday, and now it's up to us to get rid of all them dang old vermin. Yeehaw! I wait for this old lady to come into the store, only for her to just need to use the restroom. Oh well, while she's picking flowers, I look around and find some rat killing cats, and I get to kill them rats. And might I say, you don't usually just like grab a can of Raid and spray rats? It feels a little psychopathic, but whatever, boss man. I'm here for the check. Our first customer of the day wants 5 beers and a pack of cigarettes. I thought this was a J-whore, not the American dream. Heyo! And he wants us to do it fast because he's in a hurry. Fine. Turns out this convenience store can only carry 1 beer at a time. So I slowly walk across the store 5 times. Imagine you show up and you're like, you better do this fast, hurry up. And the coworker just walks across the entire store with 1 beer at a time. Oh, the rage bait is immaculate. Our a-hole customer leaves and I go check up on Grandma, who's convinced I'm in her daughter's home. My bad. So far, this game's really slow, and the slowness is making me kind of goof off, which in turn is making me feel less scared. Yeah, keep on going. Get out of here before I spray you with the rat air. You want that? You want the rat gas? Hopefully it picks up the intensity soon. The door keeps opening on its own like last night, and I check the CCTV to see that it's a little boy messing with us. One that runs off before we can do anything about it. Afterwards, we hand a courier a package that the store needs delivered, and after meandering for about 2 minutes, the game randomly cuts to our house. Kind of a jarring transition, to be honest. We have a new VHS tape to watch closely, this time delivered directly to our front door. Again, it's about 3 seconds of footage that's vaguely spooky. Now, I do admit that if someone actually mailed me something like this IRL twice, it would be really terrifying. But in game, I don't know. I think things haven't really escalated enough for me to be scared, so I'm just not yet. It's a rainy night, so I pick up my blood red umbrella and start walking to work looking like Mina. Not Mina from Parasocial, but Mina from Deadlock. Shout out to the Deadlock heads out there. While it is raining tonight, there were no other hiccups in the walk to work, and because it was my 3rd time walking here, the fear of the dark is starting to wear off. They better blow my socks off with the next walk to work. After showing up to my shift, my coworker isn't even here. What the hell? Maybe I was late or something, but yeah, store is just unattended, which is nuts. I go to the back room only for Bob the coworker to jump out of this locker and scare me. What the hell? The only thing so far that's gotten a reaction out of me, and it's an in-universe prank. What the fuck? I tell him about the videotapes I've been getting in the mail, and he goes, it's probably just a prank, bro. So this guy's the fucking prank king. He just loves pranks. He is #1 on my list of suspicious fuckers, I'll tell you that. My task this shift is to stock up the shelves. Simple enough. I should probably be doing that every shift. I check the CCTV and the little boy from before is crawling around the dark area with the caution tape. Funny how quickly I can go from laughing to this game to being genuinely creeped out. Okay, I'm on edge now. This is the night where shit's gonna get real. I stock those shelves while an AC repairman repairs the AC. While the AC guy is fixing shit, I also noticed that one of the camera angles doesn't have the CCTV filter over it, which I thought was a little funny. This one doesn't have the filter. What the fuck? There's no filter on this camera. After finishing stocking up, I check a lady out who gives me a protection charm after finding out I work here alone. Thanks, girl. Later on, I hear some weird noises coming from the bathrooms, and as I'm checking them out, I get locked in. I eventually get out only to see a mess all over the floor, so obviously I'm getting paranormally pranked. I'm not gonna have a fool made out of me, so I go to check the CCTV to catch whoever's messing with me, only to see... oh. No, they broke my fucking camera. It's actually so funny that the one camera that gets jump scared didn't have a CRT filter on it. It's like in Scooby-Doo cartoons when like all the doors are painted and only one's drawn, and they're like, which door is it? After looking around for a few minutes, I eventually decided to go check out that spooky caution tape area, only to see that there's a little key in the AC unit. Weird. Behind the caution tape is a scary little shack. I exercised with my talisman and then ended up finding a little wrench on the ground. I used that wrench to open up the AC unit to get the key, and I used that key to get into the shack. In the shack, there are a bunch of dead rats, videotapes, and a dead guy. You know, just normal shack stuff. I get locked in and ghosts start banging on the walls and windows. This was a genuinely unpleasant experience, but unfortunately the game just cuts from that to me being at home. Third night. I think that the lack of resolution there took me out again, and at home we see another tape with more mysteriously ominous footage. Back to work. Each walk to work so far has escalated in scariness, and on this walk, nothing. We just walk to work. Okay. Nothing at work is all that out of the ordinary until we leave the register and get transported to a scary, twisted road spike dimension. Looking around, I just see a bunch of TVs that can be turned on, but nothing much else. After checking the CCTV though, that little boy from before is walking around the room. And after a little more observing, I notice that he seems to stop in front of some of the TVs. More sitting and waiting and turning off and on TVs, and we solve the spooky puzzle. Going to the storage room after we find that boy, and...
Hello, little boy. What the hell was that sound?
Was that supposed to be that thing running up on me? Honestly, the quality of this game is low enough that oftentimes I'm more confused as to what's going on than scared. We go home from there and there's one more spooky tape. Watching it shows us that it was a recording of us in our home, an actual spooky tape this time. Immediately after this, we get sleep paralysis and the game's over. Huh? Okay, well, that may have been an unsatisfactory end to the game, but maybe the other endings are better, huh? Let's start it up again. Except, you know on Parasocial, when you restarted, it was just like the last night? Not in the convenience store. You gotta do the entire game again. Can you fucking believe that? And if I'm being so honest, I'm not trying to play the entire game for another ending. So shout out to Naughty Kitty on YouTube, who recorded all the endings. I'm just straight up using their footage. It looks like along with the one that we got, there's another one where the only difference is we throw the tape away instead of watching it, and then you still get sleep paralysis and die. The third and real ending is us not watching the tape and instead returning it to sender. This puts us into a text scroll, where through text we find out that in 2009, a man committed a murder-suicide, killing his child with a knife, his wife with nails punctured into her, and then he hangs himself. The scary lady was the wife, the boy was the child, and the grandma, presumably, was the mom of the woman who was killed. After we find out about the truth of the property, local authorities find that shack with the dead guy in it and the store is shut down.
Also, the dead guy was our manager.
And to this day, the protagonist avoids eye contact with the store while walking by. The end. What? That's the real ending? By my account, all three endings kind of suck. And what's worse is they're only differentiated by one final choice at the very end. You have to replay the entire game to see all the endings, and it's just one choice at the very end? Having the final conclusion just be text saying, yeah, all this stuff happened, is so unsatisfying, and it breaks the age-old story advice of show, don't tell. When you look at the grand scheme of things, it makes sense that the game is a lot rougher on the edges though. This was one of the first games Chilla Arts made, and not knowing how to properly conclude the story, the rough models, and glitches like rain falling through the building makes sense to me. Seems like they were still a lot closer to a novice when making this game. On the game's defense, it really does pick up in the last half, and it's also significantly cheaper than the other two games we're talking about today. When all said and done, I can't really recommend this game. It's really just a bit of a walking simulator, and narratively, it doesn't really even hit. Okay, so Parasocial, fantastic. And the convenience store, low mid. One great game, one game. We're gonna look at one more chillasart game and we're gonna find out, was Parasocial a one-hit wonder or was the convenience store a one-off dud? Let's hop into it. Okay, so off the bat, this game is a remake. The original came out in 2022, whereas this, the Bathhouse RE, which I think stands for remake, came out in 2024, making this game the most recent of the Chilla's Arts games we're looking at today. My hopes are high. Immediately after starting the game, you can tell this is the newest one. It looks great. The fidelity of the models, the lighting, it's just leagues ahead of the convenience store and even a good bit better than Parasocial. In this game you play as Mina, not Mina from Parasocial, no, this is Mina from the Bathhouse. A 23-year-old girl who doesn't like the humdrum fast pace of the city and instead moves to the rural countryside to work at this bathhouse. We get to this tiny village in the middle of a stormy night and immediately see most wanted posters. So let's be on the lookout for Toru Maruhisa over here. We try to get into our apartment only for it to be locked. Okay, let's see what we can... Okay, this is already really ominous. We check out our new apartment, which comes free with working at the bathhouse. Yo, welcome to MTV Cribs. Here's the kitchen, and here's my other room. Here's the hole in the wall that'll lead to a horror escape, which gives you unending nightmares. Thanks for checking out my crib. Bye! It's moments like that where I'm like, fuck, I don't want to really... I want to play this, actually. So after looking at our dirty, small, unsafe apartment, we throw out some garbage and in the process hear a monkey. What the fuck? There's a little shrine that we check out, and after doing a little bit of aim training, we head on to work to our awesome new job that we surely won't regret starting. The job is simple enough. People walk up and say what they need, we give it to them, they pay. We also have to check the security cameras to see if the boiler is set to the correct temperature. Too hot or too cold of water will lead to unhappy customers. It's also freaky as fuck back in the boiler room, so that sucks for us. There's also a list of rules that we have to be on the lookout for any customers breaking. If you break the rules, we gotta kick you out. Customers who are drunk or have tattoos cannot enter. Only children up to 6 years old may enter any baths. Please refrain from wearing swimsuits while bathing. Do not swim. Do not run. Do not sleep in the sauna. No photography in the bathhouse. Please do not dye or cut your hair here. We also have to do a unique deep cleaning at the end of every shift. On day 1, we have to drain all the baths and give them a good scrub-a-dub. After greeting a few customers and waiting around, I decide I better do a checkup on the people to make sure they aren't breaking any rules. And that's when I start hearing some monkey business going on. Why did they add monkey noises? The idea of working in a bathhouse actually is a really good conduit for spooky scenarios, as there's just this level of uncomfortableness monitoring naked people. It's the same vulnerability that we felt in Parasocial when we were taking a bath, but now we're the ones observing the naked people. You breaking any rules in there? The very concept of this game itself is uncomfortable to me, which is giving me good hopes for future scares. When I go check up on the customers, Red Hair over here gets super close to someone in the bath. And at first I thought it was like a glitch or something, until the guy says, hey, this guy's touching my butt, get him out of here. And the other guy goes, haha, you were asking for it, it's no big deal. Okay, so this is going to be an uncomfortable game. Just dealing with SA and predators is a whole extra level to this spooky shit. I am not looking forward to the future scary vibes coming my way. The first female customer comes in and I'm thinking, okay, at least I'm not gonna have to deal with some scary psycho guy right now, only for them to just hate me inexplicably. They don't know why, they just fucking hate me. So man or woman, doesn't matter, they're just gonna be unpleasant. My next customer is a ghastly looking dude, who I thought was the guy in the poster, but it turns out he wasn't. It doesn't really matter though, as he says that I probably live nearby and that he's a genius, so he can find out where I live anyways. What the fuck? This is the worst first day at a job ever. Why is every single customer a creep or just rude? This place sucks. But honestly, I'm here for it. I'm liking these evil ass vibes for a scary game. I check up on Mr. I could find you if I wanted to, only to see that he's sweating his balls off. In this moment, I just didn't care though. I let him sit in it, because fuck that guy. Next customer is a woman mad at me for being young, but she also hates old people. So if you aren't middle-aged, you are on this lady's shit list. While mopping up excess water, my next customer comes in, and she is hard simping for some guy. She says that he's in the woman's side. I go to check it out, but there's no man over there, so she was definitely simping for a ghost. And wouldn't you know it, she's wearing a bathing suit, one of our 8 explicitly forbidden rules, so we banish our first customer to the shadow realm. Greeting the next customer, we accidentally kick all of the toiletries around. But hey, it happens to everyone now and then. We then miss that this woman clearly has tattoos, which gives us another demotion mark. I should mention that I accidentally covered the demotion marks with my face cam, but just know that we get 3 mess ups per night. And with Mr. Touchy-Feely, Mr. Oh, the water's scorching my skin, and Miss Tattoo over here, we got 3 strikes, meaning that yes, we have failed night 1. I fucked up. on the first day at the job. Music is our cue to start the nightly cleanup, and after a kind reprimanding from our boss, we get to it, starting with the men's side. Whew. There's fear in the bathhouse. Hey, your mom left already. What? My mom? I don't have a mom. Okay, so that kid was a ghost, right? We clean all the bathtubs and toss a bowl to a ghost worker. And then it's time for our bath. Oh, I forgot to mention, our apartment doesn't come with a shower, so we have to bathe at the end of every shift here. Yeah, kinda sucks. We start washing our hair and a ghost boy slides his way by, and much to my dismay, we aren't allowed to leave, so I keep washing my hair. I have to say, making us look up to see scary shit and then forcing us to look down and scrub our hair is such a good conduit of horror, and I gotta say, mirrors in general, very spooky. Good use of material here. It is a monkey! Why are there monkeys in this game? Whatever, I'm out of here. Job is done! What is this? That's quite bizarre. I think that because monkeys are largely associated with being funny in the West, I was a little more flabbergasted than scared here. Don't get me wrong, it was very unsettling and weird, but I wasn't really scared. Still, a great first night at the bathhouse. My scare potential meter is at like an 8 right now. Next morning, I check my evil peephole to see if anything's changed, and it has! The apples that were on the table have bites taken out of them, so there's definitely someone in that room that can spy on me whenever they want, which is fucked. Peepholes are really good scary imagery. I don't really explore much on day 2. I go straight to the bathhouse, because I love my job. My landlord boss comforts me about having a rough first day, and then he tells me my deep cleaning assignment today is scrubbing the walls. He also tells me to keep an eye out for his good friend Keiichi, who will show up in a suit. We're told to just let him through. And with that, we're back to it. Another day, another bath. Hello. Shampoo, shaver, wet wipes. Boop. Boop. Beep. Hey, come on. You're really slow at your job. That's not even right. I guess being young doesn't mean you can do the job right. You have to pick up the pace. Do you think I could do your job better than you? I'm wondering if I should just take the L and just make her leave right now. Be like, leave the bathhouse immediately. But I don't make her leave. I decided that I'm gonna get no errors today to make up for my abysmal debut as a bathhouse attendant. My second customer is a guy saying that I'm sexy and I should be his girlfriend, which I decline. All men in this game are chauvinistic pigs and all women are jealous bitches. There are no in-betweens. Things are pretty slow on day 2 until this guy comes in. He's making small talk, being polite, and I can't believe it, our first normal customer, or not. Yep, should've known, he's a fucking creep. I kick him out, but not before he takes a little souvenir for himself. No! You know the drill, a few more customers, a little tending to the boiler room fires, and kicking out rule breakers. Our latest offender chose to dye their hair in here, one of our 49 explicitly forbidden rules. You're out of here! I get a few customers in a row until this absolute psycho shows up. Ugh!
Shaver, wet wipes, shampoo, towel.
Okay, I guess she's not really doing anything, but this little freak is. Dude's just trying to creep on girls saying he's a child. Why can't I? I'm short. Someone that seems a kid. I'm a kid, so I can do... You're out of here! Among the next few customers I get is totally the guy from the wanted posters. I have my eyes on you. I go to 10 on the fire when... Truly scary. That's all right. Give me a damn second. I just saw a fucking spirit. It's Keiichi, the guy landlord boss told us to be on the lookout for. Keiichi wants us to wash his back, and while I would usually say no, landlord boss does give us that free apartment and job, so I guess I'll wash his back. You've got tattoos. Not really allowed, but I was told to let you through, so I guess it's okay. Our conversation starts off with Keiichi saying landlord boss isn't reliable, but he does as he's told, which kind of seems like an oxymoron, but whatever. But now Keiichi wants us to work for him, and we better say yes because he can make us sit on his lap with force. I am horrified right now as the camera pans black. I was really scared this game would be going in like a Predator direction, but luckily, no. Seems like whatever happened was good for us, as Keiichi got his face fucked up and now he leaves us alone. So hey, 1 point to spirits on that one. The day's over and I get to cleaning, but not before hearing a DEFCON 5 noise and seeing a woman in the boiler room on CCTV. When I go back there to check on the situation, she creepily vanishes into a corner. I then find a bracelet in the furnace, along with tons of black smoke. A necklace or a circlet or... Jesus! Landlord boss says to take a bath while he deals with the furnace situation. Okay, dude. We go from one horrifying situation to the next, as we see a very scary thing in the mirror. Afterwards, we take a little bath, and we start throwing a little ducky around to the ghost worker that wanted the bowl earlier. Every time we throw the ducky, it gets covered in more and more hair, until eventually a massive hair flies at us, and then a ghost girl emerges from the water. I don't know what it is with like wet black hair, but it's used a lot in Japanese horror. I remember being a little kid and watching like Scary Movie like 3 or 4. There's like a scary scene making fun of a Japanese movie with like black hair in the drains, and it scared the shit out of me as a kid. The next day, understandably, we do not want to go to work. Landlord boss tells us that, hey, listen up. Every now and then you're gonna hear someone talking or see a ghost or something. It's normal. Monkeys too, they're normal. Get used to it. I look into my peephole to see that the apples are down to their cores and spaghetti has been thrown around. I think it's supposed to be hair, but the lighting here really makes it look like spaghetti. We talk over what's been happening with the priest, who says, don't worry about it. Take this charm, it'll keep you safe. And I guess that's enough to make me feel safe as we go right back to the bathhouse, where inside a repair person says that he hates this place and he will never return. I wish that was me. Will you listen? I promised to meet a friend here today, but that person developed dementia, which is why I'm worried. Okay. I start my shift by heating up the water. Oh dude, I'm in the flow state. My next customer is, I think, trans? And even though I personally support trans people, trans rights, I think that the game wanted me to kick them out. Transphobia in the big 2-5. Yeesh. I let in a rude lady and then this cult leader guy. Whoa. He says that his Chirapin god can solve all of my issues, but I have to give him 1 million yen right now or I can never feel the effects. As I am a broke 23-year-old who only gets by having free rent, I don't have 1 million yen. The guy then says that I will inevitably have a horrible death because of that, which is actually very accurate for how a cult leader would talk to you. I checked on that rude lady, and I think she might be sleeping, but the model is a little wonky and I can't tell, so I let her chill for the moment. While I was debating kicking her out, I hear a crash from the men's side, and wouldn't you know it, hey, Mr. I'm gonna have terrible luck dropped his dumbass statue. Another creepy customer with a spiritual sense and lack of boundaries comes in, and then the guy from the poster shows up again. He asks me if I know where his sister is, then he was framed, he didn't do anything. I'm not convinced, but he's not breaking any rules, so I let him be for now. I kick out that rude lady who by now I figure must be sleeping. Turns out she was. I have a small freak out when I can't find a customer, only to see them having their own freak out because we're out of milk. Milk? There's no milk? I get you, sister. I hate when bathhouses are out of milk. The next guy can't believe that a 23-year-old is working, just like every dumbass in this village, and then he says that I hope I struggle in life. What the fuck? You cannot make this shit up. Jesus fuck.
悲しみ
Sorrow, agony, rage. Whoa, that's crazy. Those are my 3 exact emotions working at this bathhouse. Gotta admit, these little moments are really well done. Damn it, what she's doing isn't breaking any rules. I observed the scary lady from earlier, but alas, she's not doing anything wrong. I check on Mrs. Milk again, only to hear something from the women's side. It looks like the grudge gave birth, but there's no rule saying you can't give birth in a bathhouse. End of day comes and it looks like I have to wipe the mirrors down. Not the worst thing I had to clean up today, so no complaints from me. After cleaning up all the mirrors, I start my daily bath, and today I've decided to spend some time in the sauna instead of the tub. Inside of the sauna, there's this little mini game that's either glitched or I just don't understand. Because I was holding all the buttons that were popping up and it kept somehow increasing this bar at the bottom of the screen that made me take dips in the tub afterwards. But after 3 attempts, I get it, and the reward is less sweet and more terrifying. Well, I've cleaned up, taken my bath. At least I get to go home now, right? Remember Mrs. Milk from earlier? Well, even though we're officially closed and I'm off the clock, I have to go pick up some milk for her. So I headed over to this lady Umeki's shop to go pick some up. But of fucking course, she'll only give me milk if I work for her. Reminder, I'm off the clock. This work sucks, by the way. You have to rotate like 20 objects to be in line with the stuff next to it, but the controls are wonky as hell and it keeps auto-snapping to the wrong position. But whatever, fuck it. Halfway through my epic rotation sesh, I noticed that there's a shooting gallery here. Hey, you mind if I do this shooting game real quick? Fuck. I missed one! No! After attempt number 1 with a score of 66 out of 70, I'm awarded a tile. But I started wondering, I wonder if there's a Steam achievement for like 100% that shit. There is. Do I want to try it? One more time. I think one more time and I'll try. I lock in, and after attempt number 2, I'm awarded with a crisp Steam achievement for my perfect score. And then it's back to working. After basically working a second shift that I'm only here to get a lady milk, a lady who's hanging out at the bathhouse after fucking hours, Umeki tells me about how I look just like the last bathhouse employee who disappeared some 20 years ago, and she gives me a cute little doll. Thank you for the doll. I refill the milk, and this old hag has the audacity to take my bracelet that I found in the incinerator, saying that it was her daughter's. Pretty sure it's mine, I found it fair and square. She freaks out in a genuinely eerie and upsetting montage that leaves me speechless.
What the guy?
Mr. Landlord Boss finds me and levels with me, saying that customer service can be pretty hard sometimes. Truly, a man for the people. A new day for new scares. I wake up and the priest is banging on my door saying that he wants to talk, but first I gotta check out the hole in the wall. Only one core remains, and the noodles still hang. The priest tells me that he has something to tell me, which is like, okay, but he has to tell it to me in the basement of the bathhouse, and to make sure that Mr. Landlord Boss doesn't see me going down there. This is setting off red flags for me because that crazy lady who gave birth in the bathhouse floor was talking about deep despair beneath the bathhouse. But hey, you're a priest, so you probably know more than me. On my way to work, Toru, the wanted man, stops me and asks if I found out anything about his sister. No, dude, I am not actively investigating your missing sister, sorry. One more detour before work. I find a man who gives me a sweet potato-based quiz that's also vaguely spooky, asking stuff like, what can you eat without dying? What happened to the girl that used to work in the bathhouse? What's going to happen to you? There's a list of very colorful responses. But after finishing out the potato quiz, I get a shoebox key, do a sick MLG 360 potato throw, and get to work.
Trick shot.
At work, I find another shoebox key and ring the work bell, which immediately gets me caught by Mr. Landlord Boss, even with the priest's explicit warning not to get caught.
Are you serious right now, bro?
After a little restart, I check the shoeboxes, netting me another tile like the one from the shooting gallery, as well as the key to Mr. Landlord's apartment, which, by the way, much better than my apartment. What? This place is like beautiful. In this apartment is a third tile as well as a diary detailing key moments in the story. The landlord hired a girl to work at the bathhouse, and he fell for her, fast. In his delusions, he thinks that she's into him too, even though she's just being nice to him. He starts calling her by her first name, Yoko. And he becomes drowned in jealousy of other men looking at her. Thinking that there's no other way, landlord locks Yoko away in his basement so that only he can gaze upon her, and, ultimately, become his possession. After a while, he goes to check on her, only to find her dead. Not only that, she was pregnant, and landlord is so upset that she was carrying someone else's child that he could never forgive her. Soon after, weird stains start showing up on the bathhouse walls. Detached screams wail throughout the bathhouse, and shadows seem to follow him everywhere he goes. He has the monk perform a cleansing ritual on him, but it doesn't change anything. He's confused because he thinks he's done nothing wrong. Really? Nothing? There wasn't one thing you think you did wrong there, buddy? Okay. It looks like Yoko's spirit turned into an obeme upon death, and although there is a way to get rid of the curse, it will take some time to do so, and it isn't possible just yet. Time passes, and landlord's haunting continues, long enough that he loses his patience. He can't wait for the monks' cleansings or rituals anymore. He must act now, and he must do it himself. Someone needs to check this guy's hard drive, but it isn't me because there's no icon showing I can interact with the computer. I figure out that there's a tile in that peephole next to my apartment.
That looks like a tile.
But I don't really know how to get in there, so I just keep wandering around. During my wandering, I stumble onto the temple and find that this is where the tiles go. Looks like I need just one more. If only I knew how to get into my neighbor's house. I decide it's time to meet the priest at the basement and I head there, only to immediately be found by Mr. Landlord Boss. Fuck. After sneaking around him, I move a bunch of boxes and some sheet metal and find a door to the basement, so I head on down. The basement is awful. You have to walk down 14 sets of stairs. I don't even know how this place doesn't fucking collapse. There's a skyscraper's worth of area dug out underneath it. But cave-in worries aside, the actual room down there is just fucked. First off, everything is concrete. The walls, floor, ceiling, stairs, it's all concrete. There's a sleeping mat on the floor, a chain, and a toilet. And just imagining a poor 24-year-old girl locked up down there for the rest of her days it's really sad. After a bit, I find some scissors in the wall and cut open the pillow on the mat, receiving a note Yoko wrote to their unborn child, promising to protect them forever. After reading the note, we hear the basement door open, and soon after the priest comes down. And might I say, he walks down those steps really quick. Dude walked down 14 sets of stairs in 8 seconds. He was not wasting time. The priest tells us that yes, in an obsessive mania, the landlord did lock poor Yoko up down here some 24 years ago. She gave birth to not just one child, but twins, and died of blood loss during birth. The twins were brought to the priest, who named them Toru and Irina, and the child of Yoko just came back to this village. Wait, could it be? Yes, it's true. We've been Irina this whole time, and our mother Yoko was turned into an Ubeme, whose vengeful spirit will continue to haunt this bathhouse indefinitely. That is, until the child of the Ubeme is burned to death when they turn the same age that the Ubeme was when they died. Yoko died at 24, and we just had our 24th birthday. The priest called Toru here, and knowing the full situation and consequences, he has agreed to be the sacrifice. And yet, the landlord still wants to sacrifice us specifically. So even though Toru has already accepted being the sacrifice, we must escape without the landlord spotting us. Now, a normal person will hear all this and think about how to escape from the bathhouse, but I had other things on my mind.
You told me there's no tile here?
We walk back up the 14 sets of stairs and are on our way out, when all of a sudden, the most captivating bubbles I've ever seen in my life start bubbling up. Naturally, I lean in to check them out, and BAM! Landlord pushes us under. We're transported to a much scarier version of the bathhouse, where every 90 seconds we have to do a new set of tasks from earlier in the game. And you know, while this is playing out, let me just say, I really like how the cleaning tasks work in this game. You get to physically be in the world as you do it, and you see all the little grime scrub ways you do it. It's kind of similar to Power Washer Simulator. It has the same kind of satisfaction to it. And I just gotta say, yeah, the tasks are really well done in this game. They're fun. After 4 sets of chores, we're free to leave, and... Oh! Did my own mother drown me? No, she didn't drown me. It kind of looks like she saved me. We make a run for it, and it is genuinely scary. Something I've learned about myself playing these games is that I hate the feeling of being chased. We barricade ourselves in our apartment, but landlord got keys, and he takes us, and he drags us away from the apartment, back to the bathhouse, to the back room, right to the furnace. And I have to say, this part was really haunting. Being dragged all the way from our apartment to the back of the bathhouse so slowly, knowing exactly what's going to happen, it's eerie, man. chillasart did a really good job with this ending, because it really truly is an awful feeling. And yes, I did say ending, because this is ending number 1. We get burned to death and the haunting of the bathhouse stops. But what if things happened a little differently? Restarting puts us back at the last day, with the priest knocking on our door and telling us to go to the basement again. This time around, when Toru asks if we know anything about his sister, we get to tell him that our name is Irina. He's stoked, of course, because he's been looking for us the whole time. And then he says, "Alright, I'm in room 102, peace," and he leaves. Which is wild, right? Because if I were looking for my long lost sister for days in a village where I'm considered the most wanted, I think I would interact with them a little bit more, but his life, I guess. Everything in the night from here on out is the same as the first go around, up to when we get drowned in the tub. This time, we don't have to play the mini games, thank God, because 6 more minutes of the same mini games would have actually really irritated me. So thank you, Chillarts. I appreciate you not wasting my time. When running away, this time I go to apartment 102 and I bang on the doors to let Toru come help me. But he doesn't. The landlord gives me a 2-piece combo and drags me back to the boiler room. What the fuck? Just when it looks like all hope is lost, Toru, the goat, lights the landlord on fire. Presumably because he's evil and killed his mom, but maybe Toru just doesn't like landlords, who knows? Toru drags us out of the inferno because, yeah, the whole bathhouse is going up in flames, and he tells us that he's really happy to meet his sister. Toru gives us a key and, valiantly, walks into the inferno, breaking the curse. Sometime later, the police show up and say that I'm making up a story when I tell them what happened. It's then revealed that in the charm I was given was a bit of umbilical cord. You think that charm from the convenience store also had some umbilical cord in it? As it turns out, burning the child of the Obeme when they turned the age the Obeme was when they died doesn't completely get rid of the curse. When the child is burned, the Obeme won't haunt that area anymore. However, their spirit is set free into the world to haunt whatever they want, wherever they want, forever. So yeah, they kind of withheld some info from us. Nuts that the priest knew all this and still wanted Toru to sacrifice himself. Attempt number 3. Attempt number 3 has us start with everything from the previous attempt, but this time with the key to room 203, or as I like to call it, the spaghetti room. We also have our umbilical cord, which could come in handy, you never know. I check out the noodle room and it looks like I was correct. There was a tile in there. We get the shoe key, we go to Mr. Landlord's apartment, yada yada yada. Putting in the tiles at the temple then shows us that yes, this was all the tiles we needed. Now just the embarrassment of if I can do this or not. Well, I couldn't in a minute, but after a minute, the game asks if you want to skip the puzzle, which is epic. Skip puzzle? Ha ha ha, let's do it. Thank you, Chilla Arts, for continuously saving me time in this game. I appreciate it. Inside the temple, we find a note which reiterates that the Ubeme curses the area after death and that burning the child will only release him into the world. However, it also says that in the past, there was a case where the connection between the Ubeme and its child was shown, and that brought a change to the Ubeme. Critical information that will be sure to come in handy. And while we're at it, we also get Toru's umbilical cord.
A fine addition to my collection.
Third time going into the basement now, which in total means that we've walked up and down 42 sets of stairs. Kind of fucked, but hey, what can you do? Hey, those are some cool bubbles. The third time in Jacuzzi World is a little bit different than the others. Instead of showing up in a haunted version of the bathhouse like before, this time we show up in an endless expanse of water, with Yoko just a few feet away from us. We give Yoko our umbilical cords, and although not explicitly stated, I believe that Yoko's knowledge that her 2 children are alive, safe, near her curse is lifted, and her spirit is freed. The following cutscene plays immediately after leaving Jacuzzi World, and if you'd like to experience it for yourself, skip ahead to this part in the video, but if you're ready for it, please enjoy the true ending to the Bathhouse RE. Whoa. What the fuck is this? Let's wrap this up. Believe that? Can you believe that that's the true ending to this game? Holy W, Chilla Arts, that was amazing. Unironically, such a treat to watch and just such a fun reward for beating the game. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for letting me experience that, I mean that. After a little chat with the priest, we agree to leave the village and live with our brother Toru. And on our way out of the village, we say goodbye to all the friends that we met along the way, including our mama. The bathhouse was great. Such a fun game to play. Where Parasocial kind of feels like an experience, this one feels like a game. There's more tasks to do, more complexity, and even more freedom of movement and available options. At times, the video gaminess kind of made everything less scary, but other times, the lulls and scares would actually get me to let my guard down, and then when some creepy shit would inevitably happen, it would actually really get to me. So it's a double-edged sword in that way. What's undeniable, though, is that Chillasart's games get better and better with time. Comparing the convenience store to the Bathhouse remake, it's very commendable how far they've come in terms of game development. The Bathhouse RE rocks, and it gets my total recommendation. So, 2 really great games and 1 kind of bland game, but you have to keep in mind that they trend upward with time. Of the 3, Parasocial was definitely my favorite. The amount of fear that that game puts into you is crazy. Rewatching the footage, I'm always looking over my shoulder, scared of every little thing. It's really a paranoia simulator, and the Bathhouse is great too, and as a game, it's probably the best out of all 3 of them. The ending alone was such an awesome experience, and just such a cathartic release. Comparing that ending to the slow text scroll of the convenience store is just another way to illustrate that these games have really improved in terms of quality. I'm not sure if it's J-horror in general or just a Chillasart thing, but the common theme of playing as a vulnerable young girl is really harrowing. As a big guy, I don't really have to fear for my safety like 99.99% of the time, but that's not the case for a lot of people. There are really bad people out there that like to take advantage of and prey on women, especially younger women. Having this common backdrop of being weaker and more vulnerable than everyone around you is scary, and it already makes every interaction way scarier just by virtue of who you are in these games. It's a good reflection of our unfortunate reality, and I think shining a light on that is a good thing. Other constants of this game that I like are the little tasks you have to be doing. In Parasocial, you always have to be doing your stream. In the convenience store, you have to be checking people out and manning the store. And in the Bathhouse, you always gotta be on the lookout for rule breakers and water temperatures. The routines that these games put you in is a good conduit for scares, because we already know what we're gonna be doing that day. It's just a question of what new fucked up scenario is going to unfold and disrupt our norm. People being scary is also a really fun addition to these games. Ghosts are scary, yes, but so are stalkers, and getting recorded without your consent, and having customers tell you that they will find out where you live whether you like it or not. In most media, I find that humans are the scariest thing that you can come across, and Chillasart does a really good job mixing the paranormal with the normal scares in life. Their games don't rely on cheap jump scares, and they build genuinely eerie atmospheres that just creep me out, even when nothing's happening. The jump scares they do include also tend to enhance the experience, so I'm not mad about those either. I actually really like them.
I feel like if I was in this situation for real, I'd be like, okay, oh!
僕の話なんて誰も聞いてくれん。
The multiple endings factor is also really fun in these games. In the convenience store, it kind of sucks you have to replay the whole game, but they learn from that and you only have to do the last night in the other games. Replaying just the last night or day is a really good compromise between wasting your time and satiating that feeling of, what if? What else could have happened? All in all, these games are fun, scary, and an overall great experience. Chillasart games are scary and will make you yelp. Thanks for watching! This was a really fun experience for me, and I'm definitely going to be playing some more Chillasart games in the future, so drop some of your favorites down in the comments below. And while you're at it, subscribe if you like well-edited, hopefully funny, miscellaneous video game content. That's all for me today. Happy Halloween! And I'll see you ghosts, ghouls, and gamers next time.